Good morning. Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Ashlyn.
And I'm Emerson.
What a weekend for KU sports. Once again, we
Yeah.
have the KU football game pretty late at night, but we won against an undefeated team, which as not so start for a season. So
it was definitely crazy. I will admit, I feel like I've lost a little bit of hope in the football team. I just kind of watch and just, I just hope. But it was really cool to see him win.
We're coming back.
So late at night.
Right, we're coming back, and there were some really good highlights to the game, including that punt from Jalen Daniels. Take a look right here.
For Kansas, and a quick punt by Jalen Daniels. They're going to try and pin. Oh, it's loose! It's scooped up by Kansas! A cataclysmic.
What a crazy play. It's hard to see at first in the playback that it actually hit off of a BYU player.
Yeah.
So that's how they actually got the ball back, because it was a live ball.
Yeah.
I'm not a sports person.
Like so often I just look away for a second and something crazy happens. Everyone's screaming, and I'm like.
A lot of people say that was basically how we won, which I mean I'll take it.
Anything to just get a win.
Right.
For the
exactly.
KU football. And speaking of KU sports, we have to talk about volleyball because it is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Jayhawk sports. The KU volleyball team beat the Horned Frogs. I think it was on Wednesday, and then they went and they beat Baylor as well on Saturday. It was really crazy. I'm loving volleyball. Super intense, super exciting.
It is really fun.
And they're really good. They're
You gotta love it.
Super well ranked as well. And I think, of course, we should talk about basketball. Did you watch the basketball game?
I watched the first half of it, and it was pretty good. It was back and forth. Or we actually had the lead for a good. Or at least what I was watching, we were ahead by a lot. Actually, there were some really good dunks too. I always love watching dunks. It was, I love Mayo. I love everyone on the team. It's a really good team, and we have new people for next season. It's gonna be, it's a wild time. And then I'm going to the game tonight.
Yes, I am as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's a good game as well. I love KU basketball.
It was really exciting. But what was also exciting this weekend was the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
Fight. I know literally nothing about fighting.
Oh, I don't either.
I honestly thought they were going to UFC-style fight, kicking.
Yeah.
That was not what was happening.
Yeah, no.
But it was really anticlimactic, maybe.
Yeah. I watched the after the fact because it just was not something I was interested in. But I knew all the build up. I know Jake Paul. I didn't know Mike Tyson, but I wanted him to lose.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Please, Jake Paul. But
yeah,
I know that Mike Tyson's also 58 years old. So I mean, it's not really. Yeah.
All I knew was that everybody wanted Mike Tyson to win, though I don't know him very much, just because I've never really watched boxing.
Which is, it's interesting how it brings so many people together, even if you don't watch it. Because I know so many people that would never watch any fighting like that.
Yeah.
But and then Netflix, crashing.
Netflix is definitely having some problems.
Yeah.
But those problems only really happened for me during the actual fight.
Yeah, okay.
But before the fight, there were two, a women boxing match.
Yeah, I saw that.
But it was very entertaining. There was blood everywhere.
I saw that on Twitter. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. And they were super competitive. And they went for, it was a super long match, I guess. But that was really exciting. Almost probably more entertaining than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah.
I think I didn't really watch it all because I don't really like all the gore.
It's not me. It's not for me. But you know what? If it makes the people happy and makes Netflix and all the money, whatever. It's
yeah. Did you do anything else this weekend?
I didn't do a whole lot. I kind of just laid back. I went to my old high school and watched their musical that they had, which, did you do anything?
I went to the town center, I guess is what it's called. It's in Leawood. So it was a bit of a drive from Lawrence, but it was really very nice. It's kind of a bit of a bougie area, but I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Well, hopefully we both have good weekends.
Good Thanksgiving breaks as well.
Right. So we'll head it over to our special guest. Thank you for tuning in.
My name is Charlotte James, and I'm here with a very dear friend of mine. Jacob Woolrabi is here in the studio today to tell us a little bit about what he does with Rock Chalk Video and how he got involved with that. So, Jacob, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. As Charlotte said, my name is Jacob Woolrabi. I'm a sophomore at KU studying sports journalism and film. and I work for Rock Chalk Video as my primary job.
Good. What brought you to KU?
For sure. So I'm originally from Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis up there. And what really brought me here was the fact that they had a super awesome journalism department, amazing athletics department, and also a few other fields that I wanted to study.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on the amazing journalism department. That's why we're here. But how did you get involved with Rock Chalk Video? What got you interested in it? And how has that process looked like for you over the past year?
Yeah, for sure. So I have been interested in doing video production for as long as I can remember. I worked back in Minnesota, a couple churches and other small production companies, running some video, lighting, and some live video production as well. And when I came here, I really wanted to get involved, specifically with athletics. I had done a lot of work with athletics in my high school and wanted to continue doing that. So I reached out to some connections I had through the church I attend, and then ended up getting in touch with my current boss, who ended up hiring me for the creative video production and Rock Chalk Video, and also doing some live stuff with them as well.
That's awesome. So what are your favorite things to work on with Rock Chalk Video? I know you've done some work with different teams, and you've worked at basketball games. What has been like your favorite part of being a part of Rock Chalk Video?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest and most fun thing for me is for sure being involved with other students doing the same thing that I do and loving the same thing that I do. Super, super fun community. And I also really enjoy just being able to meet with coaches, get to know them, get to know the team members. It's super fun. I have some connections with a couple of the coaches from back home as well. So, for example, the baseball coach I've known him for a little bit, and also know a couple members of some other teams from previous experiences. So.
That's awesome. So what are your future plans with this? Do you want to continue film with Rock Chalk Video after graduation? I know that's a ways away, but still something to think about. Is this what your plan is?
Yeah, for sure. I think for sure I want to continue doing this in the future. I absolutely love what I do, live production, creative production. I don't think I ever want to stop doing it. I pretty much got my dream job, and I love it. I couldn't be more grateful, and all the people that have been involved, I just can't thank enough. But I for sure want to continue doing it, whether it's creative or live production. I love both. Doing live production at basketball games is absolutely electric, as well as just being able to kind of be behind the scenes and filming other games and producing.
That is absolutely spectacular, and that makes me so happy to hear that you're loving it so much. What would you say to students that are involved, that are looking to get involved with Rock Chalk Video, or interested in getting involved in this kind of field or major?
Yeah, for sure. My number one piece of advice would be build connections and continue asking questions. Every day go into the office asking questions as to how I can get better, how I can improve. And I would just say don't stop doing what you love doing. I had been doing camera work forever, and I always wanted to get more involved with it, so I kept reaching out to people, asking questions, asking follow-up questions, and always wanting to go in with the mindset of I want to learn more and never stop learning.
That's absolutely incredible. Do you have anything else you'd like to mention before we wrap it up?
I don't think so, just Rock Chalk.
Rock Chalk. Okay, well, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the news. Welcome back. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Kira. Here's today's Good Morning KU News Update. Pennsylvania's state Supreme Court ruled that mail-in ballots without a date are not to be counted. 3 counties in the state, Bucks, Montgomery, and Philadelphia, voted to count the undated ballots. The decision came to a 4-3 majority, proving ballots that do not meet the requirements of the Pennsylvania election code will not be counted. 3 of the 5 Democrats on the court decided to withhold approval, believing it was premature for the court to intercede.
In Gaza, 100 trucks were stripped of UN aid yesterday, with drivers being held at gunpoint. There was extensive damage to the cars, and some of the drivers even shot. Only 11 of the cars made it to their location. It is unknown at this time who is responsible for this event, but Israel has made no comments.
Vehicle safety ratings are adding blind spot warnings and pedestrian detection, starting with 2026 models. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said vehicle evaluations limit risks and keep both passengers and pedestrians safer on the roads. The results are hoped to motivate automakers to speed up the deployment of these features, making them the new standard.
Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, has been accused of attempting to contact witnesses from inside jail. Other inmates have helped him to make 3-way calls. According to the New York Times, he has made a relentless effort to do so. He has pleaded not guilty and denied the charges brought before him in September. If he is granted bail, he would be under strict supervision, and along with that, a $50 million bond.
Robert Kennedy Jr. is starting a fight with Big Foods, one of the country's most powerful industries. Kennedy believes that regulatory agencies in charge of overseeing food and drugs have done a disservice to Americans, putting profits before the consumer. Seed oils like canola and sunflower are specifically being targeted as the cause of disease. Kennedy believes the children of America are being poisoned and betrayed. As President-elect Donald Trump's head of the Department of Health, Kennedy would have over 80% of the nation's food supply. Now that's all we have for news, and we'll throw it over for sports.
Thanks, Kiera. The women's soccer run through the Big 12 tournament ended in the first round of the NCAA tournament Friday night. The Jayhawks played a tight match on the road against the 8-seed St. Louis Billikens that was run by both defenses. The teams would go back and forth, and in the first half, the Billikens controlled the pace of play and scored in the 20th minute. In the second half, Kansas saw many opportunities at the net but weren't able to capitalize. Their season would end with a final score of 1-0.
The Jayhawks shocked the college football world on Saturday, beating the undefeated BYU 17-13 in Provo, Utah. In the fourth quarter, quarterback Jalon Daniels punted the ball that went off a BYU player's helmet for a fumble, which was then recovered by the Jayhawks at the Cougars' 4-yard line. Running back Devin Neal then punched his way in his second rushing touchdown of the night to give Kansas a 17-13 lead. KU looks to continue their winning streak against Colorado on Senior Day on Saturday at Arrowhead Stadium.
Looking to bounce back from a pair of losses in Arizona last week, the volleyball team took the court against 2 top 20 ranked teams at home. Wednesday night, the Jayhawks defeated the number 18 TCU Horned Frogs in 4 sets. Then on Saturday afternoon, 17th ranked Baylor Bears came into Lawrence and were defeated in straight sets. Senior Aya El-Nadi was the forefront in both games, leading Kansas in kills. The team will have the rest of the week off before traveling over to Manhattan to face the Wildcats Sunday at 2 p.m.
With the win in the Champions Classic on Tuesday over Michigan State, Bill Self passed a legendary coach, Phog Allen, for most wins as the head coach of KU basketball, with 591 wins. The team continued their hot start to the season by beating the Oakland Grizzlies 78-57 at Allen Fieldhouse on Saturday. Jayhawk guard A.J. Storr led the team with 16 points off the bench, including 3-pointers. KU will look to extend their winning streak to 5 as they played the UNC Wellington tonight at Allen Fieldhouse at 7 p.m.
The women's basketball team finished out their 4-game homestand to start the season with a pair of wins over Omaha Thursday evening and North Alabama Sunday afternoon. The team improved to 4-0 on the season behind big performances from Samaya Nichols and Elle Evans. Yvette Mayberry played her first game of the season against North Alabama, and while she only played 9 minutes, she put up an efficient 9 points, only missing 1 shot. The Jayhawks will be back in action Wednesday night at 6 p.m. when they take on the Iowa Hawkeyes.
The Chiefs lost to the Buffalo Bills 30-21 in Buffalo on Sunday. Bills quarterback Josh Allen scored the game-winning touchdown on a 4th down 27-yard sprint to the end zone late in the fourth quarter. Patrick Mahomes finished the game with 196 yards and 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Kansas City will look to bounce back next Sunday as they wrap up their 2-game road trip against the Carolina Panthers. That's all we have for sports. JMC 415 Mason Goldberg went to get a behind-the-scenes look at Allen Fieldhouse, and then I'll be back with weather.
Basketball season is in full swing as the Kansas Jayhawks tipped off their season Monday at Allen Fieldhouse. With renovations taking place during the offseason, many fans were eager to experience the updated Allen Fieldhouse.
My first reaction was they were able to modernize it, but yet maintain the quote-unquote old barn.
A task easier said than done. How do you upgrade a building with so much history?
To try and preserve the history of Allen Fieldhouse, but modernize it. When you walked into the bowl, it was still Allen Fieldhouse and felt clean.
Efforts took place this offseason to enhance areas such as scoreboards, food and drink experiences, and upgraded donor areas.
I think all in all, they did a good job. I don't think the auxiliary scoreboards up in the corners add anything.
But it wasn't anything that was like overwhelming, like why would you guys do this to Allen?
But if one thing always remains consistent, it's the love that fans show for the venue and their Jayhawks.
I think there's just nothing like it, and nobody can really compare it to anything.
Madison Square Garden and this and this and this, none of them compared to what this was.
For now, fans anticipate what should be an exciting season back at the Fieldhouse. Mason Goldberg, Kansas School of Journalism.
Welcome back. This is weather today. Right now it is 53 degrees in Lawrence. Right now we have like 13 miles per hour of winds, and it's kind of similar in all of Kansas. Right now it's actually very sunny, which is very nice, keeping us nice and toasty in that cold breeze. And it's gonna stay like that for about the rest of the week. And you know, make sure to have that jacket with you if you ever get cold, and then you can always take it off if you get hot. Stay tuned for next week. We will be, next week we'll be having a Thanksgiving fun episode, and that's all we have. That's all I have for weather, and we'll be back here at 10 a.m.